However, in the breakdown, YiHeng ranks incredible 3.91353 world record average, and this average is just incredible. So let's break down the first solve. So the first solve does white cross, and noticing that these two is an obvious pair, and he can obviously make an obvious X cross, taking advantage of this pair. And he did like B2 L2 to insert these two cross edges at the back, just like this, which also solved this corner and this edge, and F to insert this cross edge, D prime, to like align these cross edges. And instead of inserting this edge in a very like normal way, he noticed that there are these two in inspection, and he does an additional U prime to set up this pair to insert, and it comes with like these two and these two. So by doing a lot of solves, I can already tell that if you do this pair first, these two will be a free pair. So it's like typical like sub 9 or sub 8 second solver's knowledge. So he did like these two first, obviously. So it sets up these two as a free pair to solve the OL and an A pair. So this is the second solve 3.74. So in this solve, he does right cross again, noticing that there is this pair right here, this block, and also this edge, which he like does F2 first to set up this edge to be inserted in just one move, like L2 to insert this cross edge. And he did like R first to insert this cross edge, and B using his ring finger, and L2 to insert this cross edge, and D, and instead of doing R to insert this cross edge, it does a U2 first to set up this pair to be inserted like this. And so here is a pretty interesting solution. He does these two, and instead of like doing it in a keyhole way to insert this pair and a YU prime, he kind of does it in an optimal way, which sets up the last pair as a like free pair. He does it like this, so that this can be a free pair to be inserted like this. And he does it in a lot of solves, which truly demonstrates like his prediction skills, I guess, and also by doing a lot of solves, so he can just kind of like do this kind of prediction. And he does an OLL at the back and after. Wow. Here's the third solve. So this time he also does a right cross, but it's a normal cross solution, not an X cross. So noticing that there are these 4 cross edges, and also the first pair is this, and he solves the cross like this, BF prime at the same time to set up these 3 cross edges to be a 1 mover each. Do L, F prime, R2 prime to set up this free pair to insert at the back, and quickly moves for these two. And now is a pretty interesting solution. Instead of rotating to solve this pair by pairing up like this, he sort of knows that this pair is at the back. I don't know why. He probably saw this at inspection and did like R prime, U prime, R. He just knows that this is at the back and just pairs up like this. It's pretty insane, like just pretty insane. And this is the last pair, and he did a sludge to force a better OL case, and a pretty elementary last layer. So this is the fourth solve. This time he does yellow X cross, noticing there are these two, which he will take advantage of to make an X cross, and the X cross solution is actually pretty complicated. So I'll actually make the moves as I explained, so you can like kind of follow through and not make the process like this complicated. So he does UL to solve this edge, and D prime, U2 prime, and B2 to insert this block right here is R and an X cross. So instead of doing R prime DR to solve the X cross, which also happens to solve this pair, which is a double X cross, he did a U prime D somehow, I don't know why, to set up this pair, and this is also a 3 mover. And instead of like solving this pair, which it just messes up while inserting this, he did this. Kind of interesting. He probably saw this in inspection, like it's pretty insane. He solved this first. He probably knows this in the inspection, I don't know why. And for me, I would solve this pair at the back just like this. A pretty like rotationist solid choice. And instead he just did this. A pretty standard way, 2 rotations. And now instead of like doing the regular OL algorithm, he did a U prime to insert like he does this, right? A wide F move to solve this OLL at the back, which only a few people do. And it gives him a U perm at the back. Here's the last solve, which is a 4.9. And this time he does white cross as well. So he does an X cross, and these two are the first pair. He did F prime to insert this, and U, and to insert these 2 cross edges and also solve this back at the same time. He does an R2 prime, B prime, R, and insert this corner to do an X cross. And now he does this pair. We can use off the empty slot at the back to insert, and he solves this, right? And this is the last pair, which he cancels to force a better OL case instead of a very bad dot OL. He did this regular OL algorithm. Although I actually didn't use this, I used this one. He did this one, which is completely fine, and this gives him an R perm. So yeah, this solve is pretty insane. Like 4.9, like some people say it's low or something, because it like this is a sub 4 average, right? And this is a very like high 4-second solve. But this is pretty insane to think about. Like I don't know how many years ago the world record for free bar free is like 4.90 set by Lucas Actor, and like this is now the slowest solve of a WR average. And yeah, congrats to YiHeng for taking his first sub 4 average, by the way. After his 4.03 world record average, I kind of expected him to get a sub 4 average of 5, like soon, I guess, pretty anytime soon, and it just happens to be today. Like pretty insane. YiHeng obviously deserves it, and considering the fact that it's only 12 years old, like this is pretty insane for me to hear. And yeah, let's end this video. I'm Keep Speed. Peace out.